Hi everybody, it's Mr. Berkey. I'm super excited for it to be Wednesday. Sorry, I had to think about the day. Wednesday, and for us to be working on quotation marks more. Thank you so much to everybody that came to our fun-filled comic book reading last night. It was such a hit, and the people at Deloitte said that they loved it so much. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're going to go ahead and get to work on today's assignment. What I'm going to do today, we are going to hone in on the mistakes that everyone made yesterday. I can see the mistakes that people are making by looking at my chart. If I look at my chart, it shows me what people got incorrect. I'm looking right here, and for number 1 from yesterday, it says correct this sentence. Grab the pan, said Grandma. 3 people said that it was fine the way it was. That is not correct. 8 people said it was correct without a comma. It was missing a comma. It was missing a comma. But 26 of us got it correct so far. Now, here's the reason why this frustrates Mr. Berkey. I gave you the answer to number 1 yesterday, and I told you it was this one. Please listen while I go through this video so that you can get your answers correct today. That is what I hope for you. Here we go. Read the directions with me. Ready? Go. Open the Google form. Watch the video. Click on the YouTube button to make it full screen. Complete the form and call 765-586-2097 if you have questions. Rodrigo called me yesterday and asked me a question. Alex called me yesterday and asked me a question. Caleb called me yesterday and asked me a question because there was a little bit of a mistake on some people's Google Forms. Today there's not going to be a mistake, but if there is, you can call me. Please call me. All 3 of them got 100% on their quizzes because they called and they asked me a question. Call me so that you can grow your brain and so that you can take hold of your own education just like they did. That's Scholar of the Week and Be Great Scholar material. We're going to go ahead and click. Now, Mr. Berkey is going to focus in on some things that a lot of us really struggled with yesterday. One thing, we need to always put a comma. We always put a comma before we put our quotation mark, after said. Or we put it at the end of our quotation to show who's saying it. So we put it at the beginning to show that someone is saying something. We put it at the beginning to show that someone is saying something. We put it at the beginning to show that someone is saying something. Or we put it at the end. Or we put it at the end to show that someone is saying something. To show that someone is saying something. We also put commas around the middle. We're not going to focus on that one today. I really want to focus on these first 2 today because those were the things that we really struggled with yesterday. Another thing that we struggled with was knowing when to put a capital letter. Quotations always start with a capital letter. Quotations always start with a capital letter. Quotations always start with a... I hope you said it. I know Alondra did. Ooh, I feel like a crazy person doing this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to scroll down to the very bottom and give you the answer to my bonus question. What goes after the first quotation mark every time? What did I just say? Quotations always start with a capital letter. Quotations always start with a capital letter. It's right here. It's this one. Everybody should get it right. If you don't, I know you didn't watch the video. Uh-oh. Okay, time to go back up. I'm going to do 3 of these with you because I have time. You have time. I hope you're watching these videos. The reason I'm teaching all of this to you is so that we can write stories at the end of the year. I'm going to show you a story that I wrote in 3rd grade. It's really bad, but it's really funny. It's about a fairy named Moo and a wizard named Lou. I actually wrote this story in 3rd grade, and I have a picture to go with it. I'm going to try and find it, and I'm going to try and have my parents send me pictures if I can't find it in my house. So here we go. Number 1. Please read it with me. Ready, set, go. Which sentence is correct? Make sure to look at commas. I gave you little hints for today. to make sure that you're looking for things. We're going to read through these answers, and then we're going to go back and decide which one's the correct one. Ready, set, go. Emmanuel said, I love Pokemon. Emmanuel said, I love Pokemon. Emmanuel said, I love Pokemon. First, you need to look and see what's different in these. What is the first one missing? Raise your hand when you know. Shake them around. Woo, woo, woo. What's it missing? It's missing quotation marks. Say it with me. It's missing quotation marks. Remember, quotation marks are like little bunny ears. It's missing quotation marks. We need to put quotation marks around what someone is saying. We put quotation marks around what someone is saying. It shows what they're saying. Let's read the next one. Emmanuel said, I love Pokemon. This one has quotation marks, but what's it missing? It's missing a comma. We need to put a comma after said to show what the person is saying. That means our answer has to be the last one, because there's a comma at the end, right before the quotation, and there's quotation marks around everything that's being said. Next one. I want us to read through, and I'm going to give you 10 seconds to decide what the answer is. We're going to read it together. Ready, set, go. Which sentence is correct? Make sure to look at commas and quotation marks. 1. I love watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, said Trinity. 2. I love watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, said Trinity. 3. I love watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, said Trinity. Giving you 10 seconds to decide which one's correct. Ready, go. I hope you all got the correct answer. Is number 3 correct? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Number 3 is not correct. Number 3 is not correct because it's missing a comma. It's missing a comma. It's missing a comma. We need to put a comma at the end of our quotation before we say said. That means we get rid of the period and we put the period at the end of the sentence. We put the period at the end of the sentence. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So this one's not correct. Number 2. Is it correct or incorrect? It's definitely wrong. Why is it definitely wrong? It's missing quotation marks. It's missing quotation marks. Number 1 is correct because it has quotation marks around what Trinity is saying. It has a comma right here where it needs to be, right before it says said Trinity. Remember, commas show us who is saying it, or it shows us what is about to be said. We're going to do number 3. So sorry, it's really warm out today, and I just turned on my air conditioning, and it's still a little bit hot in here, so I'm coughing a little. Number 3, let's read it together. I just need to check and make sure I have time. Barely enough. Ready, set, go. Which sentence is correct? Make sure to look at capital letters. 1. Miss Quigley said, I love teaching Harvard. 2. Miss Quigley said, I love teaching Harvard. Or 3. Miss Quigley said, I love teaching Harvard. Is number 3 correct? Bum, bum, bum. It's wrong for 2 reasons. I need you to really listen to these 2 reasons. The first, this I is not capitalized. Our quotations always start with a capital letter. Our quotations always start with a capital letter. Our quotations always start with a capital letter. And this one doesn't. It also doesn't have quotation marks. Is number 2 correct? Why do you think it's correct? It has a comma, it starts with a capital letter, and it has quotations around the entire thing. Awesome! Number 2 is correct. Why is number 1 wrong? It's missing a comma. We need a comma before what the person says. If you have any questions, please give me a call. Have a great rest of your day, and please, please, please make sure you listen to these videos. Bye-bye!